Conversation with this friend of mine. I happened to ask her if she has any plans about going to business after school. She said yes, but the business that she wants to do, there are already people thriving in that business, so she's already confused. This made me to realize that sometimes people's reluctance in going into business is not actually always due to the issue of capital. Sometimes capital is not the issue. People's reluctance sometimes in starting businesses is actually due to the mindset that the businesses that they want to start, people are already thriving in such businesses. But one thing you have to realize is that the fact that people are already thriving in such businesses might be a sign that those businesses are very good businesses one might invest in. For example, there's this kebab seller in my area, and whenever you go there to buy kebab, you realize that the place is always very choked, so it takes a long time for you before you can buy. So I took it as an initiative upon myself to also start my own joint. After I started my own joint, I realized that I was also getting customers. The reason why I actually started my own joint was after I've been there one or two times, I realized that that kebab sale actually has more demand than they can meet. You see, that is one way to identify the right business to go into. Sometimes when you realize that there are businesses within your area or within your jurisdiction that actually have a lot of customers, it means those businesses might actually have more demand than they can meet. So going into such a business might be the right investment. But of course, you don't start up such a business only because the demand is very high. You see, the best way to maximize your chances of succeeding in that kind of business is you work as an apprentice or you do thorough research on that kind of business. Get to understand the cash inflow and the cash outflow. Get to understand the customer deposits and every other thing that will be required for you to succeed in such a business. You see, when you do that, it maximizes your chance of succeeding in that kind of business. You don't just go into it blindly just because there's high demand. There can be high demand, but you can still go into it and flop. In an epitome, I'm saying that people that want to actually go into business but don't really know the kind of business to go into, you can look at your area. There will always be this business there or these businesses there that have high demand than they can actually meet. When you see such business ventures, it gives you a sign that there are very good businesses you can actually invest in. Even though this is a sign that there are good businesses you can actually invest in, it doesn't give you a guarantee that that business you are going to start up is going to succeed if you don't channel the right resources and the right investment into that kind of business starter. You see, the best way to actually do this is to get more information about that kind of business. Business is not always about the capital. It's not always about the capital. Get more information about that kind of business. If possible, work as an apprentice under that business that you want to go into. Understand the cash inflow and cash outflow, customer deposits, accruals, and every other thing that you will need to understand in order to succeed in that kind of business. This is because business is a tested hypothesis and there's not always a guarantee that you are going to succeed. But when you do this, it maximizes your chances of succeeding.